Hello, everybody. Welcome back over here. Thank you for coming in. This is a Bitcoin update. I just gonna give you a overview what's going on in the network Bitcoin ecosystem. So this is just a news, kind of old news. So it's only talking about the El Salvador launch of their Bitcoin mining pool. So this is interesting because if they can have their own mining pool, so they are not dependent on a certain mining pool, so they can't they can be censored. So this is very important because I want to show you this. This is the the pool network, right? So when you want mining, right, you get to choose where you wanna plug your hash, right? When you wanna point those hashes, where you wanna point them. So if you wanna point them to US, you can use Foundry. But if US doesn't like you, they can, and get go to Foundry US and then just try to get them to censor you. But this is not like that easy, but this is possible. You can go to China, right, which is Endpool. Again, so same. You have this government that may not that may just want to, cut you off, and so many other mining pool you can use, right? But the thing is, it's there's you have they need you to KYC and all those things, so you kind of limited, right? So what they are doing, they're partnering. El Salvador is partnering with one of these mining pool, which is Vixo, and which has like almost 3% of the hash rate. I would say size of blocks they mine to launch their own mining pool. So that's amazing. That's amazing. I think it will be an imperative in the future for each nation have their own hash power to generate to facilitate their transaction, right? So if let's say the citizen of the country wanna, have they can always use those they not being able to be censored. It will be important. It will be very very important because we are marching to a world of full blown censorship, right? So this is very important, and this is what they said here. Said our vision is to create a vertical integrated energy and Bitcoin mining company whose value is creative is is equative to investors and to all Salvadorian citizens. So basically, what they're saying is like they want to be a company that you know a mining pool where the investors, right, can plug into. So if there's other miners want to plug to the hash, they can plug in there. And if there's Salvadorans who want to plug into there, they can plug into that too. So it's amazing. I think every country should have their own mining pool. I think that should be at least every region in the world. Let's say you have Central America and you have like Latin America, right? They can create this mining pool together, and if in the future they get to this agreement or they can't keep going together, and they can just fork off and just go create their own mining pool. Or let's say you can have things like that, even if they are not that close in the territory, in but they can still create their own mining pool. For example, you have the BRICS nation, right? If they want to create their own mining pool, they can, right? So they just have to go online and set it up, and then every other nation or aligned to them can just point their hash rate to that mining pool, so they can't get censored. I think it's gonna be like that, just like um, this saying of I forgot who said that. He said there's gonna be a hash war, right? So I think it's Max Kaiser. We're gonna have these hash wars. We're gonna have countries fighting for the biggest hash rate, and this time it's not a fight. It's not a physical, and it's not a violence fight. It's a fight of honesty and fight of proof of work, right? Because the proof of work is in itself, right? You don't have to do much to see the proof of work. It's because it shows the proof of work. For example, this block, right? Ain't pull mine this block, and you just have to go there and say, hey, okay, what's the hash, right? You check the hash, you say this is the hash, right? And then this is how much energy. You can approximately see how much power they injected in. And then what they did, they organized the blocks, right, on the blockchain. They did it properly, right? They follow the rules of the nodes. They respect the consensus. Because of that, now the benefit of those transaction fees, they get the transaction fees, 5,000, and they get the reward, right? On top of the reward, they to 6.25, and then become like in total they get like 6.439 Bitcoin, which is about in at the moment 179,000 plus. So this is this is it, and they just have to find the block, right, the hash. So they need to find that number, right? So that's the proof of work, right? Because if people can show the proof of work, right, then the world will be more peaceful. There will be more peace in the world where nobody can whip off anybody, nobody. So you can have, instead of having violence and people trying to kill you to get your resources, people, other countries will try to instead they will try to collaborate together instead of trying to fight each other. So this is the truth here. So because if you fix the base layer, right, that's why we said fix the money, fix the world. If you fix the base layer of money in the world, then you automatically fix the world, because everything is based on money, based on math and physics, right? You go out of your house, and the reason you walk, the reason you can move is because of physics. There's balance, there's friction in your on your tires, right? You need friction. You can't, if you have slides, everything perfect and smooth, and there's no friction on the ground. Well, if it's raining, your car is gonna slide and hit the other car, and it won't be perfect, right? So you need this balance. You need physics, and this is why Bitcoin use a lot of energy, and I wanted to use a lot more energy. So the hash rate is amazing. I want to show you that too. So over here, if you look, you're gonna have to see this is the hash rate. Let me just try to bring this here. Bear with me here 1 second. So this is the hash rate, right? So the hash rate is amazing, and I'm gonna show you guys why this is important, right? For the hash rate, for the network to have a lot of more hash rate. So this is about, like, the hash rate is at 528 now. You can drop in the future, and the estimation is the next difficulty is going up, right? So that's the approximately estimation of that, and this is at hash rate, and then so it's keep on going up, right? So this is good because you have like countries, investing in that. You have a lot of investment and a lot of people mining, nation state mining. That's amazing. Um, and I wanna go. This is the estimation of the next difficulty. This is a pink line. You see the pink line going like this. This is difficulty. This is how difficult it is for the next block to remind. Or maybe after 2 weeks, you have that difficulty to kick in to make it faster or slower for blocks to generate. But it's based on how fast those transactions are processing. Like See, like this few past instant transactions was like 44 minutes ago, 42 minutes ago. So because of that, you see just this transaction and that transaction, it was just 2 minutes apart, right? It was supposed to be 10 minutes. And this after that you have 26. After that you have it was just now, right? So it's important to uh, that all the transaction happen like within the 10 minutes, but it's just a probability. There's a lot of probabilities that the miner, you see, the miner just find a block now. So because of that, you see after 1 minute instead of 10 minutes. So you see, so because of that, the difficulty, so I'm going to show you the difficulty has to estimated to be up because the block are being produced very fast, too fast, right? So he has to bring the difficulty up so you can slowing that block production. But in some ways it's good because you see the mempool. If you go down in the mempool, you see you have how many transactions there. It's like 25,000 transactions, right? At 55 blocks. To be clear, right? So um, I think we'll be at the point that it will be cleared, right? It will be cleared off. Um, but it's a good time for people to consolidate our UTXOs as well. UTXO consolidation is basically it's like melt. It's like you have multiple chunks of gold, and you want to make them one uh, bar, right? So or one piece of gold. So you just melt them together. So you can do the same thing with Bitcoin. You just if you have one multiple Bitcoin in different places, and you just send them in one single address, right? And then uh, and then you just take that single address, single Bitcoin, and send it to one another single address that you control. So this will kind of this will kind of protect you from too much fees in the future. Like I mean, the transaction fees are high, so you don't have to pay that much for to transfer this data on the network, right? Because they charge you by data, the amount of data you're sending on the network, right? Let's say if I pick any transaction on the blockchain right now that's already processed. So I'm gonna go down here. I'm gonna pick any transaction. Let's say this transaction, right? So this is a transaction. They went in the network. So what they did, they this is it's like some like look like an exchange address or something. So what all these transactions are all the incoming transactions, right? So all of these transactions go all together in one, right? Just consolidate that, right? So instead of you know having different like you take one this transaction going to a different address, that going to another address, right? So you take all of them and send into one. So when you want to make a transaction next time, the data will be all pretty much identical, right? It's just gonna be like okay, this one transaction. You just this if you in the future if they wanna take this transaction, it's gonna cost the same amount as one of them, right? Instead of all of them together costing you plus plus plus, you just have one costing you the value of one, right? So on the network, so it's just same amount of data. So this is why it's important, right, to consolidate, and in the future you don't have to pay that much in fees because I think fees will be higher from now because block space will be even more scarce. So it's a good time when you have one sat per byte to kind of like consolidate. Now, this we already talked about that. I want to talk about this some lightning metrics as well. You have I like the capacity metrics. You have how much Bitcoin on the network. You have like about 5.3 Bitcoin right now, which is amazing. Like 150 million approximately. So it's nice. But $150 million, that's how much you have. But remember, like the more Bitcoin, the if Bitcoin do a 10x right now, this will be over $1 billion, right? $1.5 billion. So $1.5 billion, right? When you're transacting on the network right now, in the future, so because Bitcoin did a 10x, so you may need less satoshis to make transaction on the Lightning network, right? Because the node, the channels may require less satoshis to make things even cheaper for the average person, and like so. I think that's coming, and also with time, more and more time, you have more and more of that. In the next 10 years, I expect like to have like maybe another five times this amount. Let's say 25,000 Bitcoin. It's not hyperbolic. Next 5 years, and it's just gonna have more efficiency and more companies building on Lightning because it's not a winner take all. Like because people can truly own their own. It can be cryptographically distributed on your node. Like even a company can run the node for you, but they don't control your transaction. Right? It's not like Alexa in your house that you have that hold all the memory and everything, that control everything, that can see all your private transactions, all your private activities, right? They don't do that. They can't control that they can, because in the Lightning Network you can be cryptographically protected, right? They don't control your private key. They cannot shut you down. But I think that's one of the things that's coming, and you have yeah, the capacity going up. That's amazing. You have the node dropping a bit, like 3.4%, and the channel as well dropping, um, but it's just bear market activity. I think node may not go up as much, but you can have more liquidity on the network in the future. So, anyways, who knows, right? Who knows what can happen? So, I'm gonna move on to the stock to flow. Stock to flow is not like very very appreciated model in the Bitcoin space, like especially Bitcoin only, because it kind of make piss off people because it didn't go to 100K in the past cycle. So a lot of people was expecting that, and they leverage, and then they lose a lot of money. So to be honest, I didn't really care like what it was or it's gonna be. I don't really care about those models. I think over the long run, all the models are broken. So, but it's fun to just check and look at like the model right now and how it's failing. But I could just look like, for example, you see this is next halving. It's approximately at May of 2024. So May 2024, and then from now, right? So it's quite a bit, and then it's moving away from the deep blue, so the dark blue. It's going to start the purple, right? So and you see, when you start the purple here, and then you have the kind of price dropping in the past cycle. You see, when it's from the blue, right, going to the purple, massive drop, and I don't know, you can't really predict what Bitcoin will do, but you have this amazing thing. So if it does drop, right, maybe more opportunities for more people. If it doesn't, well, people keep stacking. It doesn't matter. And then you have the halving. You're gonna happen in May, and then after the halving, you have after 18 months or after some time, you hit an all-time high for some, I don't know. And then you have this top year. So this line is on 2026. So 2025, 2026, I would say, yeah, 2025, 2026. This top is at about 450, 450. So yeah, so I don't know. It's possible, right? This is a top year, but nobody knows, right? Just a model. But if holds, those are the like how much money that Bitcoin may cost, right? Maybe in the future. So good. It's amazing. I think I look at it as 10 years. I don't know. Like this is just 2028. This is a short term. This is like 2028 is not like that far from me. It's like, I mean, 5 years away. But I mean, like, yeah, we should look at things more in, you know, like further. You know what I mean? So it's just amazing. It's just amazing to have things like that because of the halving, right cycle, and the stock to flow basically is just um, how many Bitcoin coming out divided by no, it's just like how many Bitcoin already in supply right now divided by how many Bitcoin coming out every year, right? So because it's gonna cut in half instead of 900 a day, you're gonna have like 450 a day. So this will drastically reduce that, the stock to flow. You're gonna put it to like almost double the stock to flow of gold. So it would be amazing to see that. So now let's talk about the current world, the fiat system falling. You could have. I like to show you guys the bond market, the yield. I know a lot of people don't get it, don't understand it, but I started cover it since 2022, right? So I should go a little bit like back because this is a 2020 when all this money printing was happening and the year was dropping basically. Even it was dropping like when the COVID hysteria dropping very fast, and then all the people being afraid, scary, and they printed a bunch of money around here. And now the yield and the bond market start to wake up, right? The bond market is individuals, companies, and banks, saving money there. And then now it's start working, right? Because people are withdrawing money. They don't know. They see the fire, so they getting out fast, and then lose early or get out. So they save some of their money, and then those who stay a little longer and they lose a lot, and now they're still losing a lot. So they thought it was just gonna be in 2022, but he wasn't. It was 21, 2022, 2023, and potentially 2024 because I don't see why you would lend money to a company that's losing that much money of deficit. This is 1.7, almost 1.8 trillion of deficit, right? The deficit means negative income. Okay, that's they don't you don't overthink it. You're making it's like you're losing money. You're a loser as a company. That's what the U.S. government is doing right there. And then there's no reason why any company, any government should lend to that. So I don't just understand. Like this, they just added like another trillion. It was just a week ago where they passed 33 trillion. Now it's already at 33.5. So this is crazy. And I wake up this morning, I thought it wasn't gonna pass 5, but it already passed 5.5. So amazing, amazing. I wanted to just give you guys a heads up and just think about those things when you see Bitcoin. I Bitcoin is the you know 21 million that you can on your own node. By the way, you uh, you just run your own node and verify your own transactions, right? And TikTok next block, right? So important stuff, right? Important, very, very, very important. So, anyways, guys, I hope you enjoy. Um, so I will see you again in the next talk. This was by Cover, and yeah. So thank you for listening.